Hey YouTube, this is LB3SA and thanks for tuning in to Tech Stuff and More. Today I will be doing comparison between two very different radios. I know it's crazy, but I like to do it anyways because they have both very good receivers. Although the FTDX10, I gotta say, must be probably the sharpest receiver I've ever had. And that's comparing to some of my late rigs, Kenwood TS990S, FTDX5000, IC7700, and many others. And the KX3 is built for maybe SOTA or POTA or other field operations, but you can still use it as a base rig with a PX3 and all the options, and maybe even a PA if you need that at all. It's a great base rig as well. So let me just dive into the filters in these two radios. The FTDX10 comes with a 500 kilohertz CW, or sorry, a 500 hertz CW filter and a 3 kilohertz filter and a 12 kilohertz filter, roofing filters. And I added, as you can see here, the 300 hertz CW filter, which I absolutely recommend. As I mentioned in a different video I have about the FTDX10, which you can click on up here. And that's how the FTDX10 is equipped. The KX3, I have added the roofing filter option to that. So that one has on CW a 500 hertz roofing filter. It has a 1.5 kilohertz roofing filter for CW, and on SSB it has a 1.8 kilohertz, 2.4 kilohertz, and 2.9 kilohertz roofing filter. So they are both very well equipped with the options you can get, and they're both set up the same. So right now, the way they are, none of them has any preamps on or attenuators or any other filters or noise reductions or DSP or anything. It's just straight out of the box, turn them on, put them on 20 meters and see how that sounds. So the way this is set up is that I have this switch over here, AB switch. I will be switching between the two radios, and I will minimize the talking I do. So just pay attention to the S meter. Because when I'm listening to stations, I might tune around, I might change some filters. Just pay attention to what I'm doing and just listen to the signal. You shouldn't pay that much attention to the S meters because they may not be calibrated exactly the same, although I think they are in a ballpark same. The antenna is on 10 meters. I use a vertical that's it's actually CB antenna, a Serio 2016. I installed it just for use on 10 meters, and it also works great on 12 meters. And then I use end-fed antenna, multiband antenna, and I have a dipole for 80 meters. So that's it. Okay, so let's just dive into the radios and have a listen to them just the way they are out of the box. See if anyone is talking right here, right now. I guess not. So let's find someone.
Your tower is big, and congratulations for your setup. Good to you.
Okay, this guy is barely audible. Listen up.
73, thanks.
Oh. Perfect.
Italy, Uniform 4, November, Italy, Zulu, calling CQ.
Papa Delta 1, Golf Sierra.
Papa Delta, Golf Sierra, 59.
Roger, good afternoon from Holland. I didn't understand your call sign. Please repeat your call sign again.
Okay, my call sign is Italy, Uniform 4, November, Italy, Zulu. You hear yourself?
Roger, Roger. India, Uniform 4, November, India, Zulu. Lucio, good afternoon. My name is Golf Echo.
Okay, so enough of that. So let's now try to listen to both of them with a digital noise reduction. So digital noise reduction on both of them can be adjusted. So this one goes from 1 to, let me see. It goes from 1 to 10 no, sorry, to 15. And I usually just have it on 1. I find that to be enough, but let's just try it here.
Uniform 4, November, Italy, Zulu.
Roger, Lucio. Very nice to hear you on 10 meters. No, sorry, 20 meters. I'm sorry, 20 meters is the frequency. I was looking at the pictures on QRZ.com, and I was in Italy last summer in September. So very nice country. And I was in Rome and many other cities.
In fact, I think it works so good on FTDX10 that often I just leave it on, and it doesn't have to be on more than 1. It takes a bit of time after you turn it on until it adjusts itself. So right away it sounds like this is not going to be good, but then after a couple of seconds it's good anyway.
Okay, thank you for all your information.
Okay, let's now turn it on the KX3, and I will do some adjustments until it sounds good, and then I will switch between the 2 radios.
More city in Italy you have see. Thank you for all your information, for this nice QSL. Your modulation is very, very clear, good audio.
Okay, it's on. I'm going to turn it off.
In my radio. Thank you, Joseph, and 73, and all the best for you and for your family. Bye-bye.
Okay, Lucio, thank you very much again.
All right, so it's on both radios. Let's switch between the 2 radios.
Kenwood Mike Charlie 60, and my radio is also from Kenwood. It's Tango Sierra 870. I'm using on this moment 40 watts, 40 watts, and my antenna is a rotary dipole, 1 element, a rotary dipole, 3 bands. On this moment,
okay, I'm going to turn it off on both radios.
From ground level in east-west area, so not in the south. When I turn the antenna in the south.
All right, so as you can hear, or at least as I could hear, it works better on FTDX10, and FTDX10 becomes more quiet with a digital noise reduction than the KX3. On the other hand, I think, or my opinion is that the KX3 has a sharper, crisper sound to listen to, and it breaks through easier if there's a lot of QRM and a lot of noise, while the FTDX10 is pretty round and very comfortable to listen to. They're both very good. So, so that's digital noise reduction. Let's see if we can try the noise blanker. I will move now to 80 meters, because on 80 meters I know for sure I have the type of noise that the noise blanker works very well with. So let's start by doing that. 80 meter. Gonna turn down the volume on the other radio here so we can hear better. All right. I didn't say that, but I use a Marshall speaker, powered speaker on the KX3, in case anyone is wondering, because it doesn't work without having a powered speaker. You need that, unless you use headphones, of course. I also like to use the internal speaker on the KX3, but it wouldn't have been good for this particular test, because it's actually also now sitting here between these 2 radios, the speaker. Okay, so I'm on 80. Here you can hear I have that typical pulse noise. It's there all the time. I don't know what the hell is creating it, but it's there constantly. So I can turn the noise blanker and you can hear. Huge difference. Look at the S meter. And noise blanker is only on 6. So let me turn it down. Let's see. I can turn it all the way down to 1. The noise still doesn't come back. So, works very well on the KX3. Or sorry, on the FTDX10. Now let's try it on the KX3. Oops. Here it is. I can turn it on. It removes it just as well. Oh, sorry, that was a 10 year. So this one is at level 9. So you can hear that how it's I need to have it on 4-ish, but it doesn't bring down S meter before I come up to, now it's on 15 actually. Then I suspect that the audio would not be very good on the stations I'm listening to. So let's turn it off. I don't think I can find anyone on 80 meters this time of day, but I can give it a try. Sorry, it's dead on 80 meters. So we just can't listen to the noise blanker and stations at the same time. But I do know from the FTDX10, if you have it higher than 1, the stations I'm listening to often becomes a little garbled. You really notice that. So I prefer to just keep it on 1, and then in some cases I just turn it off because it really hacks the audio of the station I'm listening to. On the KX3, it's not as bad. It's actually better, but then again, it doesn't remove the noise as well as FTDX10. So I hope that really helped to see the difference between those things. And I'm not sure how much more I can try the way the radios are set, or the way the bands are, the conditions are right now. But I can try to see if I find something that's strong enough that I can use the filters. But the filters works very, very much the same on both of them. It's probably a little sharper on the FTDX10, more brick wall-ish than the KX3. But the KX3 I feel has a more of a noisy receiver on single sideband, but on CW it's more quiet than the FTDX10. And let's go to CW, and we can see how it works there. So whoever is interested in using these for CW, this is what I like. This is kind of my territory. So let's go there. Just turn off the preamps. Make sure everything's turned off here. There's nothing on. It's on the 300 hertz riffing filter, which is fine. We'll keep it there. And this one, let's get that also on CW. And nothing on. AGC is on fast. AGC on this one, by the way, is on auto all the time, but I know that on CW it goes to fast, and on single sideband it goes to slow, which what it is, at least in my mind, supposed to do. So let's see if we can find anyone to listen to here. I have a fairly low pitch set on both of my radios. The pitch on both radios is set to 540 hertz, which is what you hear right now. There's going to be a little slight difference in frequency here between these two radios, but that's okay. I will try to get the same pitch anyways. Turn down the volume on the KX3. The Elecraft radios I've had many. I also have a KX1. I have had KX3 and KX2, and they have found a way to make CW signals just pop out from nothing, and it works really well. And then when you turn on the audio peak filter, it gets even better. So let's just go back and forth a little bit on this one. See how much more quiet the KX3 is? And they're both sitting on 300 hertz bandwidth on the filter right now. So this is in my mind where it shines. And let's try to narrow the filter down now to 50 hertz, or see how low we can go before it gets gets too much ringing. 200 hertz, the ringing starts a little, but it's fine. I think there's a bit of a, let's just move off the frequency. You can hear the ringing a bit. Then we will try the KX3 with the same, go down to 50 hertz bandwidth on the filters. Let me see here. 70. Okay. I'm gonna go down to 50 hertz. There's no ringing at all. If there is, it's very faint. So this is also what I really like about this. This is difficult to listen to, for me anyways. Of course, this station is pretty strong, so that's fine. You can hear him easily. But if for a weaker signal, the ringing kind of blends in with the tone from CW. You might be able to do better if you have a higher pitch on the CW tone, which I haven't tried. I really prefer to have that lower pitch. So let's just go back out to 300 hertz on both of them. There we go. Okay, I wish I could find someone a little weaker. Let me see. He was quite strong. This guy. Maybe it was nothing. I thought I heard someone. Okay, let's find someone else. All right. Okay, let's wait till a weaker station gets back. Okay, that could take a while. So let's just go back. Let's find someone else. This guy. Perfect. Oh, sorry. Okay, hopefully he will come back so we can do the audio peak filter. Here we go. Excellent. Audio peak filter's on. Sounds pretty good. Audio peak filter here. So this sounds pretty much the same here, but I do experience most often that the audio peak filter is superior on the KX3 to the FTDX10. But it all depends on also on the filter settings and many other things. If I can just find someone. Okay, this is with the audio peak filter on. Okay, so at least you can hear the difference. And on the FTDX10, you also have a contour filter. You can add an addition. So as you can see here, it adds this little curve over here, which means that if someone is laying on the side and they have a broader signal than you can take with a notch, then you can use the contour filter. And yeah, so now it kicked in the notch, of course, because I turned the notch button. It's very useful actually for certain types of QRM, certain types of that. KX3 does not have that, and I really like the contour filter, which I mentioned in the other video that I have about the FTDX10. So this is taken long enough, and there are so many more things to talk about, and I hope it helped a little bit for someone at least to see the comparison between these two rigs. And it's probably not even a fair comparison, but then again, you can hear pretty much the same on both of these radios. But the FTDX10, it's a very nice receiver. It sounds very nice, very comfortable to listen to, and all that. While the KX3 is more a rough radio to take out in the field, and it's very sharp. It has a very sharp sound to it, which you might get a little tired of in the long run. But I think that's a bit of the point, because when there's windy and everything, and you're sitting there in the snow, then it's nice to have something that's like a piercing. Okay, thank you so much for listening. I hope you're tuning in again next time, and please subscribe again if you haven't done so already. Thanks for listening. 7-3.